The moment has arrived.
I pushed the button. It's going to work.
This is going to be scary good, man.
I'm sorry?
We're killing it. It's Maddie Levine with my good friend Dave Van Auken. Welcome to the Fight Banana Show.
The ruthless one, Elle Dawson.
Hey, guys.
Our girl, Jillian the Savage Robertson.
What's up? How you guys doing?
Welcome to the Fight Banana Show. 1 to 2 p.m. Eastern, only on Fight Bananas.
Hello, Dave Van Auken.
What's up, Maddie Levine? Happy Tuesday to you, my dear friend.
Happy Tuesday. This is so great. I can't believe I got to spend my weekend with you.
It was pretty awesome, wasn't it?
It was
good.
fantastic. It was fantastic. Now
Bangor,
I'm back
Maine
in Little Rhodey. You're back in Florida.
Cold. It's cold.
Well, you know what's funny? You were saying it was cold. I was saying it was refreshing. But I guess when you live in Florida, yeah, that would have been cold.
It's cold. It's cold.
It was gorgeous. It was gorgeous. But
was
welcome
awesome.
back to the Fight Banana Show. We spent our whole weekend in Bangor. We'll get to it for NEF. That was so much fun.
Yep.
Your right-hand man commentator will be joining us to talk a little bit about it.
Rossi.
Yes. And then Thad Jean later on from the PFL.
Yes.
I interviewed him a long time ago, so it'll be nice to get to chat with him again. And, of course, Elle Dawson joining us later as well.
I love it. I love it. It's always packed. We always can have surprise guests, so it's always fun. Guys, next week. So we're going to clean up some Fight Banana stuff real quick. Next week, I try to tone. It could be our biggest show yet. Next week could be our biggest show yet. Let's just say.
Don't say anything.
The things I'm hearing, it could be big. Like
we could have some really cool guests.
Maddie, could be big.
Dude, you got to hold it in. Hold it in. Don't say anything. Hold it in.
Also,
God forbid it doesn't work out. It will work out.
That's why I don't do that. That's fine. Also, I did a real quick Facebook post, and I try to be as transparent and always with Fight Bananas and tell people. I love taking people behind the scenes about back curtains and all those things. This thing I can't, but let's just say it's a absolute milestone thing that we just kind of did at Fight Bananas. I'm so freaking happy. I know Maddie and Elle are so freaking happy. It's so much work was been put into it. And I just want to say thank you absolutely to anyone and everyone that watches, listens, shares, Facebook, YouTube, all that stuff. It's good. It's good to be in Fight Bananas land right now, Maddie.
Yes,
it's good.
Yes. We love our fans. We love our followers. Let's keep it real. Our little community, our little corner of MMA community in the world, and it's a lot of fun. A lot of fun being in this little world here. But yeah, last weekend, Bangor, Maine. Y'all know how to bring the MMA show. That was fun. I just have one bone to pick with Maine. Why does everything close at midnight?
I know. What's that about?
What was that about?
Maddie and I were on a high and maybe had a nice cold beverage, and they're like booting us out. It was like, dude, I'm vibing right now.
I was ready to get beer number 3, and they were like, "Oh, sorry, man, we're closed." And I was like, "It's midnight. What's happening here?"
Yeah, that was a little.
That's all good though. It was such a fun night though. NEF is where it's at. Make sure you follow them online. Any idea when their next card is?
June 29th, 29th, June 29th in Lewiston. And let's just say, I think the whole crew is coming back. They loved what we did. They loved Fight Bananas. They loved. I heard the commentary. They're very happy with. They just dropped a video, and it was the first time hearing some stuff. I cannot wait to watch the whole thing back. I just haven't had the time yet. Man, it was awesome. The whole week, the whole guys doing a press conference. And I love when everyone's always at the same hotel, just little things like that. The weigh-ins were dope. It was a great show. I thought it was so cool that it was in this huge arena, but then they cut it down. So it was intimate still. It was huge.
Yeah, they used a half house. They did the half house, and it was perfect. And I got to say, the NEF fans are super loyal. I mean, the first fight was 6:00?
6:01. Place was packed, Maddie.
It was already full at 6:00. I was like, wow, okay, this is pretty cool. So huge shout out to the fans and just totally bringing the energy. You're right. They did the wave at one point. It was just larger than life. It was so fun. Yeah. I had the best seat in the house. I was cage side the whole time. taking as many videos as I could. I got a DM from Nostis MMA, and they sent me a video. It was like kind of like Inception. I was taking a video, but it was a video of me cage side, and like I'm taking the video, and then you just see like this disgusting like spit, sweat, whatever it was, get all over me. And I'm just like, yeah, this video is not going online. But thank you for the video. Thank you for the video. Like, it was just cracking me up. So yeah, solid weekend. Solid weekend. And
it was awesome.
We have to say hi, Dad. Hello, Dad.
Dude, first comment. I'm sorry I missed it.
Joe Grimaldi in the house.
Dude, I love that.
My dad parties harder than I do. He just got back from Vegas.
What a party animal. Mm-hmm. What a party animal. Dude, he's always on it, dude. Much love to Maddie's dad. Much love. All right, but first guest is already in the green room. We're ready to go. Like I said, we're going to give NEF 15 minutes, 10 minutes off the rip. We got so much to talk about, Maddie. Like, I wasn't here last week. I had some big-time daddy duties. I still haven't hit UFC 300. We've got Connor and Chandler at 170 to talk about. King Ryan Garcia is just one of the biggest boxing fights of the year. We got a lot to talk about there.
I cannot wait to talk about that. Okay.
Alex Pereira, we got news on him. We got Dustin and Islam news. So we got a lot of stuff to get to. But first and foremost, our first guest on the Fight Banana Show Live, my commentary partner this past weekend, Giuliano Rossi, to the Fight Banana Show. Rossi, what's up, brother?
Hey, how are you, David?
Doing good, my man.
Welcome to Fight Bananas, man.
This is awesome. This is cool.
Let's go.
Where are you joining us from?
I'm actually at my my office, my gym, Bay Club. I'm at Bay Club Fitness right now in Portland, one of the gyms I work at.
Right. I was like, you are in Maine. You're a Mainer, right?
Yep, Portland.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah.
So how did it feel to be behind the microphone on Saturday?
It was awesome. It was so cool. I loved it. I felt right at home, honestly. It was, stuff was just flowing right off the brain here. It was great.
The thing I loved about it, Rossi, and we talked about it live during the show, and Maddie, we talked about it afterwards. It flowed so good. It was 6:01 first fight, 6:09 next fight, 6:20. It just kept on going. And then we thought there was going to be an intermission between the amateurs and the pros. It didn't. It just flew right into the professional fights. The first 4 pro fights were 4 first-round knockouts. Like, the night was just riding and flowing. I thought the show of NEF that they put on was fantastic. How about you?
Yeah, no, I thought it was great. It was a lot of fun. I definitely thought there was going to be an intermission. It was fine, though. I mean, it was definitely like everything was set schedule, and we were just zooming right through the whole night. It was crazy. It went by real quick.
It did go by really fast. It did. What was the one memory or moment of the night that had you guys talking the most?
I would definitely say that stuck with me right now is Adolfo Vidola's knockout, the heavyweight for the amateur heavyweight title fight against Miles Emery. His knockout in round 1 was he was moving so quick. We talked to him for a little bit in the lobby, so we kind of got to know him a little bit on a personal level. And then to see him go out and knock out Miles to capture that title, it was crazy. And he did it so cleanly, overhand right. Yeah, it was amazing.
There's always
with a mariachi band. Like, he had to.
That one, yes.
That's my pick. That mariachi band was Fire flames.
I've never seen anything like that
was
before.
The coolest thing. And like the fact that they were in the ring after, like, it was just amazing. But there's always one part of the night where, because I do a lot of social media stuff. I was on deck to do all social media content for Fight Bananas. And so there are moments in the night where I have to like be on my phone and get the post up or whatever. There is always one moment in the night that I miss, and it is always a goddamn knockout. I had my head in my phone, and all of a sudden I hear, "Oh!" and I'm like, "Ah!" I was so angry, but I hear that the knockout was fire.
It was
great.
Like,
yeah.
We were kind of calling him when we did. It was kind of like a Superman flying kind of punch. It wasn't just a normal overhand right. He was moving forward. It was a different type of knockout, and it was over. Like, Like, as soon as
he's
it
got some
happened,
fast feet and some fast hands, and pair that together on a heavyweight, he's dangerous.
Yeah, absolutely dangerous. And we talked to him about it. It looks like Adolfo really wants to cut down to 206. He wants to become a light heavyweight when he becomes pro. He thinks that's probably his better niche long term and becoming a high-end professional. So I like that. Guys, another highlight to me, man, we got him on the show a couple weeks ago, Maddie, was Killer Cam Arnold. I don't like and you know how it is. I will always somehow bring my kids on this show somehow, some way. Just him being a father and him being a father of 3 girls, just automatic. I was like, all right, dude, we're bros, you know. So saw him at the press conference. He was good there. His kids were there. So I was like, you know, I just like saying this. Sometimes we not try to root for, especially when you're doing commentary. You got to play it even. I was rooting for Cam Arnold. Like I wanted the man to see him win. So it was.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard not to. And he said like. I kept saying, I was like, dad points, man. Like every chance he got, he brought up his kids, and you love to see it. Dave, we actually shared the elevator with his mother. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah. Afterwards, yeah.
Afterwards, we shared the elevator with. It was
I don't remember much from after the show.
Yeah, she struck up a conversation with us. And she looked so nice. Like she was so dolled up. And I think I said something like, "Oh, you look so nice tonight." And she was like, "Well, I had to show up for my son. Like my son was fighting." I was like, "Oh my God, this mother is so adorable. Like you got to just like all around good people. Super good."
It was great. It was great.
Yeah.
So like Rossi, that was your second event calling it.
Yeah.
What did you think this event was better, worse, same?
I think for me, this was definitely being on the mic. This was definitely better than the first time I was on.
Well,
for sure, I can feel it.
So it had to be better.
Yeah. I mean, I think from when we had lunch together, we met up. That was the first time we've ever talked. I mean, I found instant like chemistry. You know, it was easy to talk to you the whole night. We were just bouncing back and forth.
Yeah.
And this second time around on the mic, I just felt so much more comfortable than the first. I just felt home, I guess.
Yeah,
easy to talk about fights.
All about getting reps in.
Yeah.
People don't understand how hard it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so hard. It's like, okay. You know, just because you're a fighter and you are a fan of fights doesn't always mean that you're going to be great on the microphone. And it's, it's intimidating. And it's like, all right, I just got to do it and get behind the microphone. And it sounds like you crushed it, man. So that's exciting. That's very exciting.
Yeah, no, it was such a fun night. It was, I definitely want to do it again. It was crazy.
June 29th, my man. June 29th.
Yeah.
I'm hearing good things.
Oh, yeah.
Lewiston, I think they're bringing the whole band back together. So June 29th, NEF, that will be 58? 58?
Yep.
So there we go. Real quick, we're going to let you run in a couple minutes. We got a huge packed show, but I definitely want a couple of things to jump at you, Rossi. We really, we're all in on NEF and all that stuff, but the weekend before UFC 300, they announced Conor and Michael Chandler. They announced Dustin and Islam. So much stuff. If you had to definitely see one fight, if you were going to pay $100 and you're going to watch Dustin and Islam for the championship or Conor's return against Chandler, what's the fight you're watching out of those two?
I would definitely say Conor versus Chandler.
Okay.
Because I feel like we've already seen Dustin and Islam, a version of that when he fought Khabib. Yeah. No offense to Dustin, but I feel like we've already seen that fight, and I feel like we kind of know how it's gonna go. And we have not seen Chandler versus Conor yet. And it's at 170. So, everyone's going up a weight class. We're gonna see how Chandler looks at 170 with all that new added muscle. We'll see how long the gas tank can last on him too. This might just be a 1 round 5 minute all out war. But yeah, and we'll see how Conor looks in his comeback after that leg break.
For sure. I agree with you with a lot what you said there, but maybe, I don't know, maybe Fight Bananas has to give Dustin Poirier a platform next week to kind of go back on what you said. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe.
Yeah.
We'll see. Big show maybe next week. Maddie, big show.
You just can't hold anything in. You drive me crazy.
I'm so bad.
You drive me nuts. Oh my God.
But next week's gonna be a huge show. But no, I agree to a certain point. does it, guys, interest you? And I will, Maddie, we'll have this long conversation later on the show. Would the Conor Chandler fight get a little bit extra bonus points if they made that? And there's still a lot of rumors about it. If they make that for the 165-pound championship, the inaugural 165-pound championship, does that elevate the fight more? Or do you guys like, no, I don't care. It's Conor's back, Chandler. I'm good, whatever.
Are they bringing in a new weight class?
They might. They've been talking about it for years.
Listen, if they're going to bring a new weight class and develop a new weight class, hell yeah, I'm all about it. If it's like a catch weight, new type of BMF title, I don't need that. Yeah, because if they're truly starting to form a new division and they want that to be the inaugural fight, I mean, what better fight than that one? Like, that's awesome. But then, looking into it further, it's like, is that the best fight? Because neither of them are going to stay at 170. I feel like they're just doing 170 because Conor doesn't want to cut weight anymore. So I don't know. I'm cool with it just being, this is the return of the Mac. Like, let's watch him do his thing. Yeah, I don't know. I like it how it is, I think.
I think with or without the title, Conor is always going to be a draw. Even Chandler. I mean,
yeah, for sure.
I honestly, to me, without the title, I'd still watch it. Just to see what's going to happen. I'm a big Michael Chandler fan, so I'm rooting for Chandler all the way.
Is the is the fight 5 rounds?
Yes.
Okay, because I was gonna say, when's the last time we saw Conor fight in a 3-round fight? It's like it hasn't happened in years.
Yeah. Conor's a 5-fight guy. Yeah, it doesn't happen for sure.
Yeah.
All right, Rossi, one last thing, then we're gonna let you run, my man. All right, a fun little thing, Maddie. We're doing this later, so get prepared. We're doing this game. Found it on Twitter. I'm super into games. So real quick, first things that come to your head. Who's your all-time favorite fighter?
TJ Dillashaw.
Boom.
The fighter I dislike the most.
Conor McGregor.
The fighter that grew on me the most.
Daniel Cormier.
Okay.
Ooh, good one.
Who's the most overrated fighter?
Oh.
Conor McGregor.
Who's the most underrated fighter?
Conor McGregor.
No. I would say maybe Alex Pereira.
Wow. And last one, who's the GOAT in MMA?
Oh.
John Jones.
John Jones. Hey, pretty good. Hey, we're going to do that later, Maddie. We're going to do that all day. Rossi, my man, NEF commentator. Always great talking to you, and appreciate you coming on the show, brother.
Yeah, no, thank you. It was an honor to come on here. I'd love to come on again and talk more fights. I love it.
Hell yeah.
All day.
We'll see you in June, man.
Yeah,
thank you.
Later, brother.
All right. See you guys.
Right, there we go. Gianni Rossi. Dude, he was awesome. I like that kid a lot. Like him a lot.
Yeah, good egg. Good egg.
Good egg.
Definitely hungry to get into the fight space. It's awesome.
It's a hard, cold world out there, people.
It really is.
And hard. So if you're ready.
Now, which one are we tackling first? Conor and Chandler or Dustin and Islam? Because we got to get to one or the other, baby.
Let's do it chronologically. So let's do Dustin and Islam. I feel like this fight is not getting enough love that it should. Like, I'm all over it. Like, I love this fight.
This, for whatever reason, like I like to think I got my finger on the pulse of MMA. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
And this poster just slid right under the radar to me. I was like, just like scrolling, and then all of a sudden I was like, oh shit. Like, I didn't realize this got announced. So I totally agree with you on that. Like, just where is the love for this fight, man?
Yeah. Guys.
Do you think it got drowned out by Chandler and
UFC 300?
Well,
and Conor Chandler. Yeah. It was sandwiched between it.
Yeah, I thought that was a weird choice.
Me too. If this past week there was no UFC, if they dropped on Tuesday or Wednesday, Dustin versus Islam's the main event, it would have got a whole week by itself, a ton of love. Yeah. And it just didn't. It really got kind of sneaked in there. But let's talk about it. So to me, Islam will beat Dustin. Come on, first round, 100%. Come on, Omar. I don't know about that, brother. I don't know about that. But Islam Makhachev, you can argue, is the right now pound for pound best fighter in the world. He's dominant. all that being said, but there's this post someone made a couple weeks ago, and I wanted to repost it, never did. Islam Makhachev hasn't defeated a lightweight in like over 780 days or 800 days. He hasn't beat a ranked lightweight in 800 days. It's a long time.
Let me see his tippity tapology here.
Wrap it up.
But yeah, I think yeah, I don't know. I think this is gonna be. I feel like Islam thinks this is a cakewalk because if you're gonna compare it to the Khabib fight, you're just gonna be like, oh well, I'm just gonna do what Khabib does and it'll be a done deal. But problem is, Islam is not Khabib, so is it going to be as easy for Islam? And this fight, Khabib versus Poirier, was like 5 years ago. Like,
thank you. That's another thing people are missing.
Yeah, like it was 5 years ago. Like, if Poirier's last fight is a perfect inclination of how this man just continues to evolve, he continues to deliver and just change who he is as a fighter. You can always count on him to show up, you know? And so to assume that it's going to go exactly the same way, I just think that's not very fair to our boy Dustin.
Absolutely. I can't wait to talk to him about it. But Dustin, what, Maddie?
Nothing.
Okay. All right. The one thing too, here's another thing. It's just like, to me, there's icing on cake. Oh, real quick. Shout out to Millions. We're live right now on millions.co. Shout out to you, Millions. Dustin Poirier, I think he knows this is it. If he loses this title shot, we all kind of assume Dustin Poirier never fights for a world championship ever again. Maybe a BMF title, maybe somehow an interim if something happens. But if Dustin loses this one, the world championship undisputed is probably never on his radar ever again. The Arman's right there. Gaethje, I know. And then we're getting towards the end. So I think he knows how important, how vital this fight is. This is it. Like, he's got to finish the story. Dustin Poirier needs to finish the story.
The good guy needs to win. Ugh. God, I'm such a Dustin Poirier fan. I just can't help it. Like, oh, he's just the best. So if he loses, who gets the next shot?
If Dustin loses?
Yes.
It's Arman Tsarukyan.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. It's Arman versus Islam. Absolutely. Arman defeating Charles Oliveira at UFC 300. Really good fight, but he's next. That's what I believe.
And do you think Oliveira and Gaethje are going to go head to head?
Ooh.
Why not, right?
Right. It's great, Maddie, great point. I never thought of that. I didn't go that far down the railroad, right?
Imagine that being on the same card. That'd be crazy. It probably wouldn't be, because why? There's really no reason to be. But if you're looking at the lightweights, why not put those two together?
Like, especially with who did
they're both coming off of losses.
Say that again.
They're both coming off of losses, right?
Yeah.
So
they're both like 4-5 or 3-5. Mm-hmm. I like that. I like that.
Yeah, but first things first, Islam and Dustin. That's going to be wild.
Let's go the other way with it.
Okay.
If Dustin wins, does Makhachev get the immediate rematch?
See, okay. Here's my thing on instant rematches. There's got to be a valid reason. So if Dustin goes out there and annihilates Makhachev, I don't see a reason for a rematch. He proved that he was the better fighter that night. Let's move on with the division. Let's figure this out. If it was a razor sharp fight, if it was
5-round war,
if it was an all-out war, if it was super entertaining, instant rematch, I have no problem with that. But yeah, like I don't think you should be I don't think you should automatically assume as a champion that this is like a 2-time chance. Like, okay, if I lose, I'm just gonna try one more time. Like, no, that's not promised, So that's how I feel.
100% agree. And even to like triple down on that, probably the number one reason, and your reasoning was spot on, Maddie. The second thing to go on that is, I think it log jams the division. Like, just say if Makhachev loses to Dustin, Now, Arman needs to wait a whole nother 4 or 6 months. And let's just be honest, Islam only fights at certain times of the year. Like, it just kind of log jams everything. And then, like, if Gaethje and Oliveira fight, that should kind of be for who's next after Arman. But if there's so much time in between, is Gaethje just going to wait? Like, he's like, I'm kind of next to be next. Like, it just log jams.
Right. Totally agree.
Michael, love it. Yeah. I love that.
Yeah. Yeah.
At least, like, 5 title, a long-term one weight class champion. And then also too, I agree with, even if you defended the belt 5 times, but then get washed by the guy, I don't think you get the media rematch. Like, it needs to be
I feel pretty passionate about that. Yeah, totally. So I'm just looking at Islam's Tapology here, and this man hasn't lost since 2015, which is so crazy to me. He hasn't lost in almost 10 years. So wow. But again, a lot of it's on the ground. I think that's no surprise there. But his last win was a head kick. Does he get a head kick on Poirier?
No, Dustin. No, it's not happening. Dustin's finishing the story at UFC 302. Real quick, Fight Bananas, little minor announcement. It's what we do here. I just throw out shit, Maddie. UFC 300 watch along was so good, and you guys responded so well. We are doing a UFC 301 watch along for the pay-per-view, the Brazil show. The King of Rio, Jose Aldo, who Maddie is so happy to be back, is fighting the co-main. Of course, the main event's the flyweight championship fight with Erge and Pantoja. So we will do a free UFC 301 watch along, giving away more shirts. The person that won the Jillian the Savage Robertson shirt, I believe, got her shirt already. Loving it.
Nice.
Loving life. Yeah.
All right.
So
Jillian, speaking of Jillian, she's got to be in like full on camp mode at this point.
She's all in.
Yeah.
She's not coming on the show today. Timing wise, didn't work out. And like you said, she's in camp. She's
got shit to do.
Yeah.
She's got some stuff to take care of.
We say that all the time. We love the time that all the athletes give us, but we are very aware, like, when it's time to do your thing, do your thing. We'll be here.
Right. We'll be right here.
We'll be here every Tuesday, 1 to 3. Maybe more days in the future. I don't know.
Listen, if there was just one more day in the week, that'd be great. Ooh,
8-day week.
That'd be great.
What's your favorite day of the week?
My favorite day of the week.
Yeah.
I think Friday. It's either got to be Friday or Sunday.
Sunday's a good one.
Yeah.
Sunday's second place.
And Saturday yours?
Monday.
Okay.
The start of the week.
Explain.
Oh, I love the start of the week. I am a workaholic. I'm nonstop. I love Mondays. Monday to me, a lot of people dislike Mondays. I love Mondays. Let's go. Let's start the week. Let's go. Let's make money. Let's make memories. Let's make laughs. Usually there's sporting events. Let's go. I love Mondays.
You're gross. I definitely want Sunday because Sunday is like my reset button day, which is like, I think that's why I love it the most. Cause it's like, I wake up when I want to, I enjoy my coffee on my deck. I like center myself, maybe binge watch something, maybe go outside. I don't know. Like the world is my oyster on Sundays. Yeah. I also have no children. So I get to just kind of hang out. So your life is a little different than mine.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. It's you know what is actually this Sunday, folks? This Sunday is a very, very special Sunday. Dylan, my son, is turning 7.
Snap, son.
Dude, he's like,
you have a 7-year-old? Oh my God.
And he's not my oldest.
I know. I know.
Yeah,
7.
Turning 7. We have a big Sky Zone birthday party, jumping off, tons of kids. Yeah,
nice. My nephew just turned 6 over the weekend, and he requested a a campfire birthday party in the backyard, and I was like, this is like the most innocent, cutest thing I've ever seen in my life. Yes, that's awesome. I'm in.
Love that.
But anyway, back to MMA.
Okay.
Connor and Chandler.
This is my one little thing. Dude, I'm happy he's back for sure. Like, happy he's back. I'm in the MMA interest in business, like if posting a picture of Connor because he's back, or posting a picture, no offense, of this. What's the main event this weekend, Maddie?
That's a great question.
It's a flyweight fight with Alex Perez and Matthias Nika.
Oh, yeah. Nicolau and Perez. Yeah, I haven't heard of okay, wow. I'm looking at this card. I haven't heard a fucking peep about this card.
There we go. I'm not trying to go there, but that's why I'm going, guys.
Wow.
When it's a Conor McGregor fight week, Fight Bananas is on fire. On fire.
Yeah.
Anything and everything we post, all eyes, every middle class person is watching or listening or looking at Fight Bananas. So I'm pumped.
Yeah.
I don't love that it's at 170. I don't like that.
No, I don't either. I think what happened was they have been going back and forth with Conor for months and months. They have been trying to figure out what weight class, what amount of money, what venue. And I think for me, this sounds like they were like, Conor, whatever weight class you want, let's just do it. And if I'm Conor McGregor, I don't have a reason anymore to kill myself to get to 45, 55, whatever it is. It doesn't matter what weight class I am anymore. I could show up at 225 and people are going to tune in. So it's not even about that anymore. I think it's just more about like, let me get this bag. Let me put on a show. Like, he's not returning, guys. Like, I don't think this is like,
wow.
I don't see this as a multiple fight return. I see this as like, honestly, I kind of see it as his last one.
Wow.
I do.
Wow.
I do, because it's been wow. It's been such a wild road. Well, because let's think about it for a second. It has been such a wild road to even get him cemented on a card. And Dana has alluded to the fact time and time again of the roller coaster that has been Conor McGregor, of like trying to land it. Like he always says comments of like, Conor doesn't need to fight anymore. He has plenty of money. So I'll let you know when I know. Like he constantly makes these kinds of side comments, which makes me think that Conor just wants one last big moment to say goodbye.
Oh, okay. So I love this. This is what we're doing. Well, I'm gonna come back at you with this. I don't think he comes back. I don't think he works hard. He's got to cut weight regardless. Cut weight, get in shape, get in fight shape. He's gonna do a fight camp. He is in fight camp. I don't think he does one fight camp to do one. Like, I think this is a comeback. I think there's multiple. Of course, and I definitely wanted to kind of ask you on it, and you kind of already nailed it. The result of this fight, a lot of things come from that, for sure. If Michael Chandler starches Conor, and it's like almost like it, like Dana does one of those, like maybe Conor should put it up. Like, he will not like that. That would be such a confidence boost, an ego crusher. If he gets crushed, it just might be, okay, guys, we got to do the Nate Diaz trilogy and I'm done. Like that, it might be that, really. But I don't think he's coming back to not come back. Does that make sense?
I get it, but I think that's why it's at 170, because sure, he's cutting weight, but let's think about like pristine Conor. This man was cutting weight like crazy. Like,
and that's
literally.
what I was going to talk to you about, man. Like, you said something about when he was like not cutting. I'm like, no, this is not the best Conor McGregor at 170. He's just not.
No.
The best is probably honestly at 145. I know he's never going to do that again, but 155 is as close as Conor peak. Big wise, physique wise. When you fight other guys at 170, like, I don't know. I just don't think we're going to see the best Conor McGregor.
I don't think so either. But to your point, do you think he's starting at 170 to get down to 155? Like kind of like a checkpoint?
Yes.
All right, I can buy into that. I could buy into that one for sure. Because why spend all of that energy trying to get down to 155 when he hasn't been that in years? Might as well collect a fight at 170, get down to 150. Yeah, I could see that. But and I don't know.
Go ahead. I was gonna say, back to my comeback. There's so many fights. For one, I know I said it, but it is super easy. He can fight Nate Diaz. It would main event the Sphere. It would main event the last card of the year. That fight is main event in any card anywhere in the world. Him versus Nate. God forbid, if Dustin Poirier smashes Islam Makhachev and if Conor wins, Conor versus Poirier 4, but for a world championship, that would be insane. That would probably be the biggest fight in UFC history. The quadrilogy, 2 of the biggest names for a championship. Dustin gets a win over Makhachev and all that buzz. So that would be huge. Michael goes, please no. Here's another one. Max Holloway just won the BMF title at 155. Conor has a win over Max. If he wins like Max versus Conor for a BMF.
Now we're talking. We're talking.
Like there's options, baby. There's options.
Yeah. Like for me, I'm like, all right, yeah, like Nate Diaz and Conor, hell yeah, that's a cool fight. We've seen it. Dustin and Conor, dope fight. We've seen it. Like, at least with the Max Holloway fight, like when did they fight? Do you remember?
Really, it was Conor McGregor's second UFC fight.
Okay, exactly.
Wow.
My point. Like that is a fight I would want to see because like that was so many years ago. That must have been 2013, right? 2012, 2013.
In that range,
so, I mean, think about what Max Holloway has done since that. And that's the fight. That's the fight.
I love that. I love that you're so into it. If, he's coming back, a Chandler is a brand new opponent. I love that a lot. Name me another brand new opponent. So not a Max Holloway rematch, not a Dustin 4, not a Nate 3.
Yeah, I want like a new
Who would you like to be like Conor versus this? Because I got my answer.
Could you imagine Sean O'Malley?
Oh, that's fun. That's fun. I didn't think of that.
That'd be crazy.
My answer, Marty, it would be, of course, if Islam defeats Poirier, he's this undefeated. He's Khabib's protege, all this stuff. Conor versus Islam would be ginormous.
Yeah.
Ginormous.
Oh my God. Wait. Yeah. I feel dumb for not even saying that because that would be
that's the answer, right?
That's the answer because it's like
one,
he would use that fight as quote unquote revenge.
Yes. For a championship, like if he's just say he crushes Michael Chandler, overhand left, boom, he's done. Armand gets hurt. Islam defeats his Dustin. That's not going to happen. Maybe we'll ask him next week, maybe or maybe not. If Conor versus Islam at UFC 307, 308, my.
That's the one. That's the one. But all right, we're getting ahead of ourselves though because Conor versus Chandler. Yeah, I think this can go either way. I really do. Like I see Chandler is more than capable of beating Conor.
Yeah. The betting odds, Conor is a slight favorite, and I'm leaning Michael Chandler. I'm leaning Chandler right now.
I mean, it's hard not to when you see the guy grinding day in and day out. Like this man has been on his pedestal. If Conor beats
Chandler,
that,
Sean. I like that.
Conor Gaethje. Yeah, that's a good one too.
That's a good one. I didn't think of that.
I like that one.
For some reason, I don't know why that's not buzzy. It should be, but it's not buzzy for some reason. I don't know why.
If Gaethje, I don't know. Weird. Gaethje just lost pretty bad. Yeah. Why would Conor fight him? Yeah. But I don't know. I do like Gaethje. I'm a huge Gaethje fan. Like, how can you not?
Gaethje fan. Huge.
But yeah, I don't know. I just.
Look at this. 2 of them in a row. Conor, Justin makes the most sense. Look at that. Back to back. Okay, Sean. Okay, Mike. We feel you.
I like it. I like it. Either way, we're going to be treated to 2 very good fights. This year for the UFC has been crazy.
So crazy. Did you see something we posted? And real quick, back to Conor. I do think my one call, I think my bold prediction on Conor McGregor, he fights not once, but twice in 2024. He fights twice. I'm going on the limb. Also, Madison with that being said, is what do you say?
Madison Square Garden. Is that the end of the year? Yeah.
Madison Square Garden's November, December. They're back in Vegas. Always their last show of the year at T-Mobile.
Yep.
Yeah.
At 165, Conor's gonna manhandle Chandler. I mean, listen, I see it.
There you go, Henry. There you go, Henry.
I see it, but I also see Chandler doing that too. I don't know. I think everybody in the world is curious to see if Connor still got it. You know, does he still got it? You know, he put a video. I couldn't help but laugh. He posted this like little promo video of him on the bag, and every so often he was like checking kicks on the bag, and it's like it was the worst check I've ever seen in my life. Like it was terrible. Like.
Wow.
And I don't know if you remember, but like a little after his injury, he was like showing off how like he was like practicing almost like a Muay Thai leg check thing and how bad it looked. Yeah, it still looks that bad. It was just funny to me.
It's so funny, Maddie. The highest MMA athletes, fighters, you want to say, when they're so far into their career, like Connor had one of the greatest runs in UFC history. I know people like want to shit on him now in 2024. That run in 2016 to 18, guys, we've never seen anything like it. Probably never again.
Yeah,
I'm
never
sorry.
will.
It is. He was so good at something. His offense and his base and his striking ability and technique and timing was amazing. He never was good at grappling, or he never was good at a wrestling base, or never was good at leg checking. Still the same thing. 8 years later, he's not that guy. Like he's still, it's like when you're so good at something, you never really get, I don't know. But
and like for the first thing that comes to mind is Michael. Do we think Chandler is grappling the fight?
No. Zero grappling.
You think zero grappling? Oh, I don't. That's the easiest path to success. Why wouldn't he?
That's Michael Chandler. All respect, Michael. I got one of the most fun fighters to watch in the world. One of the worst IQs ever. He will not do that. He is going to bang with Conor McGregor, 100%.
Too big of an ego.
I think Chandler Hansen in the shower.
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
He evolved with the sport? Like
I'm assuming Connor and talk about Connor. Yeah, I don't know. Probably not.
Yeah, probably not. I don't think so.
But okay, so that kind of goes along with the point that you just said. How like Silva is Silva. He is who he is. McGregor is who he is. The newest face of the UFC. Michael Venom Page. What we kept hearing from everybody was, why doesn't people just leg kick him? Just kick his leg. It's literally right there for you for the taking, because he has that like side karate stance. But what people don't understand is like, don't you think after all of these years, he knows that you're trying to leg kick him? Like, there's a method to the madness for everything. And fighters just set up a certain way of fighting over the years. And like, that's just how it is, you know?
Dude, I'm about to be 40 in August. I eat the same 9 things. Like I have a routine. Like I like comedies and then action movies, and then I love watching
it's hard to switch it up.
Like I am who I am.
Yeah, it's hard to switch it up, man.
I've been a Knicks fan for 37 years. Like I am who I am.
Yeah, I get it, man. I get it. I'm right there with you.
Like
I love it.
Crazy times. Dude, how good were those cold drinks after NEF? How good were those cold drinks?
Yeah, that was a good time, man. Yeah. NEF was I was impressed. I was impressed by the fights. I was impressed by the experience. And then it was 420, so we got a little silly after, which was nice. Sitting I always get really awkward when I indulge in the adult lettuce, and then I am in public. Because I just constantly think that people are staring at me. I'm like, oh my God, they all know. They know. Everybody knows. Oh my God, they know. But I was chilling that night with my ice cold Sam Summer. And yeah, it was a good time. It was a good time. I liked that.
In the ECF, good luck. What's the ECF?
I don't know what that is.
Sean, give it to me, man. We're not cool enough for these letters, dude.
I know. I'm not cool.
All right, Maddie, I know there's something dear that you want to talk about. We got you for 15 minutes, so I'm going to throw this out right away. King Ryan Garcia wins.
I have one question and one question only.
Okay.
Is he trolling the entire world, or is this man genuinely mentally ill?
I think he's mentally ill.
What is happening?
I think he's mentally ill, Maddie. I don't think it's a troll job. He's a great boxer. Eastern Conference Final. Oh, Sean, talking about the Knicks.
Got you.
Yeah. Much love, Sean. Yeah, we wouldn't beat the Celtics. I don't know about getting swept though, my man. We wouldn't beat them though. A little of both, Maddie.
Yeah, I don't know. I think
Chris.
something is seriously wrong. And like leading up to this fight was in New York, right? New York,
Brooklyn.
It was in Brooklyn.
Yep.
So leading up to this fight, I was following him pretty closely on Instagram, like I've never before. I've never gave a shit about Ryan Garcia. Chill. I'm not wearing my ring, but I'm happily married.
Whoa! Wait a second.
Listen, I forget to put it on sometimes. Don't tell him. But anyway, I was following his page very closely because I could not look away. It was an absolute train wreck. It was just like I couldn't look away. But my one concern was, okay, does this young man have somebody in his corner that is willing to pull him from a multi-million-dollar fight because he's not mentally well? And I don't think he does. And so when I heard that he was cleared to fight, my attention immediately went to the New York Athletic State Commission, because if something were to seriously happen to Ryan during the fight, they would have been in a shitstorm. Like they would have been so under fire, because if that man got seriously hurt, I think they would have been investigated for sure. Like, because it was so painfully obvious that he was not mentally fit to participate. And then you were saying he is. I just can't get over his performance. I got paid for that fight. I think everybody's sleeping on Ryan Garcia. I don't think anybody's really sleeping on Ryan. I think we all really think that he's a talented dude, but he has never in his career fought the way that he fought over the weekend. He has never done.
Why do you think that? I'm so happy you said that. Why do you think that, Maddie?
Why do you think he's never performed like that?
Yeah.
I think he's going through a mental breakdown.
So you think he fought like he was having a mental breakdown?
Well, what I'm referring to is like the theatrics of his fight style, like the way that he was not taking it seriously and very sporadic and neurotic, and just like it certainly played in his favor. Absolutely, but I don't know. Like, I just worry that we're watching a man unfold in front of us. Yeah. I hope I'm wrong.
More than anything, I guess we'll take it there. Yeah, I honestly felt bad or sad for the human. Like, you can just tell, guys. Everyone's like on it now because he won the fight. Everyone's like, oh, he's trolling everyone. Guys, he wasn't trolling everyone. He's been like that multiple. He was at the Jorge Masvidal and Nate Diaz press conference, and I heard there he was wacky. Like he's on a bender right now. He's on a 3-month bender. The man needs help.
Yeah.
Honestly, he's crying for help. And of course, I hate saying this.
Yeah.
Boxing is the most. There's a lot of slimy, big, like those big guys, those big promoters. Dude, that fight made so much money. Those guys get money because Ryan Garcia boxed. They're not going to pull that away. They're not going to pull that happen.
Right. Exactly. That was my biggest fear. He said he has ADHD. That is technically a mental illness. Yeah, that's technically a mental illness. But I think he's showing signs of bipolar and erratic behavior and lack of judgment and all that good shit. It's like, is something more serious happening? He will never stop fighting, win, lose, or draw, even though he's well past his prime. He's a huge draw for the cup. Oh, yeah, absolutely. He's a huge draw.
Huge draw, but I disagree with that. I think he will. I think he's so he. I don't want to say ego driven. I don't want to say that, but if he gets smashed by Chandler, I think
he's not going out on a loss. Conor McGregor is ego driven. Who are you talking about?
Okay, there you go.
He's got the biggest ego in the fucking world. Like, let's be real here. That man is never going out on a loss. Like, I stand by what I said. I do think this may be his last one, but if he does lose. Yeah, there's no way he's going out on a loss. Definitely not. Crazy. He cares way too much.
So with Ryan Garcia, were you Were you shocked? Because to me, Maddie, I'll be honest, I was shocked. I had Devin winning that fight. I thought Devin is
There was a piece of me that thought he wasn't going to show up. That thought, like, he just wasn't even gonna, like, yeah, I don't know. I was shocked that he showed up. I was shocked that he won. I was shocked that he got multiple knockdowns. Like, yeah.
No, definitely, Chris. I know that was a big storyline going into the fight. But one, to me, Devin's been a better professional. And then two, just where they were at, of course, mentally and physically, going into that fight Saturday. Devin was a huge betting favorite. I was wrong. I had Devin winning that fight, and he did it. Like he got his butt whipped.
That must have hurt so bad, because to have somebody clown you like that, and like,
I know.
Oh, that would have fucking crushed me. It would have crushed me. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, only time's gonna tell what is really going on with Ryan Garcia. I can only hope that he is just the ultimate troller and this is all a big ruse, but there's a real big piece of me that thinks that there's something going on mentally, but we'll see.
I totally agree. One more kind of topic I want to talk about, the whole Garcia thing. And like, to me, it's so, I don't know why all other sports, we just had a NBA player just get banned from the NBA betting, in his games and stuff of that nature. Ryan Garcia was allowed to bet on himself in a boxing fight. Like,
I thought that was weird.
The UFC, like Grant Dawson's fighting, Elle Dawson can't bet. Like his wife can't bet. Like anyone attached to the MMA space, even on another fight, not even if it's Grant Dawson's fight, like that's illegal. Why can't a boxer bet on himself? Like, I don't know why. I don't like it. It's not.
Honestly, I thought it was illegal. I didn't think it was allowed in any aspect of professional sports, because if you're betting on yourself, what do you know? Like, is there something that you know? Like, imagine if he bet on a different fighter or something. Like, it doesn't seem ethical.
Right.
I think that's the biggest thing.
Yeah. Chris, I like this one. Dude, this is to
dumb
me
as fuck.
Yeah, never gonna happen. Not
so
even
dumb.
1%. Yeah.
So dumb. O'Malley is so much smarter than that. Like, if it happens, it's not happening for a little while. Because I think O'Malley, as silly as he is, I feel like he has a very fine line. Like, he's very silly online. He's got a great podcast. But when it comes down to, like, the fighting stuff, he takes it, very seriously.
Yeah.
I don't see it happening.
I agree with that, Mike. It's a slimy place sometimes in boxing. Would it be the same outcome if Garcia have made weight? That's a good question, Jordan. Very, very good question. He looked like Skeletor at 143. That last 3 pounds, 100 fighters have told Maddie, myself, those last pound is absolutely the worst. He didn't even get to the last pound. He got to the last 3 and said, no,
he got to like 3.5. Yeah. So
probably that's a big difference for sure.
And like all fighters put on weight after weigh-ins. So I bet. So it was supposed to be 145?
140.
140. So I think he weighed in at 143. My guess is he fought around 55, 60, maybe. So yeah, I think that helped him a shit ton.
So no, Chris, this is a good point. The UFC code of conduct, it's not banned the commission. So the boxing, there's no boxing. Like, hey guys, you're in this fight. It was. I didn't Oscar De La Hoya and Eddie Hearn promote it. They should say, hey, you can't bet on this, guys. Like, come on. It looks shady. From the outside looking in, it looks shady.
They don't care about that though.
If Garcia cut weight, he would have lost. Yeah, I think a lot of people think that. If Garcia, I think that was what we were just talking about. If he cut those last 3 pounds, maybe the power's gone. Maybe
I mean, the fact that he willingly didn't make weight just highlights the flawed system that we have for weigh-ins. It drives me nuts. It's so annoying. Like, nobody gets penalized enough for missing weight in MMA and boxing. It's just like, it drives me crazy. I literally need a whole nother hour to even talk about that.
Air Maddie, I'm going to leave just for literally 35 seconds. Then when I get back, we're going to play that game, the MMA game. And then I know you're going to leave. Thad Jen is coming on, PFL star, undefeated, 7-0, coming on 5 minutes. L's coming on. Keelan's coming on in the second hour. So a lot of stuff happened in the second hour. I need 40 seconds.
Go.
All right.
I'll hold it down. It is the Maddie Levine Show. What's up, fam? But yeah, I think there's just not enough set in place for weigh-ins. There's just too much of a flaw, and it drives me up a friggin' wall. It really does. But I was going to touch on before Dave so rudely left me. There is a story going around about an MMA fighter that was handed a lifetime ban over this really bizarre attack on a ring girl. Let me know if you've seen it, because it is the most bizarre thing in the world. But this MMA fighter, Ali Habadi, handed a lifetime ban. He decided to attack a ring girl ahead of the fight. He was competing in the Hard Fighting Championship promotion when the incident unfolded. I'm going to try and play the video for you because it is the weirdest fucking thing. Hey, Dave. So, I was just talking about how this MMA fighter got a lifetime ban for attacking a ring girl. Did you hear about this?
I saw that. Yeah, kicked her in the butt.
The weirdest thing. I'm going to play that. This is off of TikTok. So let's see here. Can you see this?
Yeah, I see it. Oh, yeah.
So this is on TikTok, 9comAU. Boop. Just boops her right in the butt. Let me play it one more time. Boop. Like, what?
Let's keep.
Like, what are you doing, bro?
Did they show more?
No, that's it.
Okay.
Boop. I can't. It's so silly.
I love that. You love that. So,
it's so silly.
I saw the aftermath of that video too. It was like, it went on for like multiple minutes, backstage stuff. Oh yeah. I saw it for like 3 minutes.
Because the ring girl was upset, obviously, right? Was that? Yeah. It makes no sense.
Yeah. Like something about the people that know the ring girl kind of was trying to fight. There was a brawl and stuff. Like it was wild. Yeah.
So like that fighter ended up getting knocked out. Of course. A little more than 30 seconds remaining in the first round.
He did, Jordan.
And oh my God. And then so the fighter that knocked him out, Osipian, he walked away towards his team following his win, only to then be attacked by Habadi again, who landed a series of cheap shots from behind before being dragged away. Is this dude on drugs? What? He was allowed to stay in the cage at this point to formally announce the results. After putting his glasses on, the beaten fighter took to the microphone. He launched a high kick towards the commentator. Dude, this is just getting better and better.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's like 3 minutes long. You have to watch the whole thing. It's incredible,
he let his blind rage get the best of him.
But he gets beat up really good backstage. It's awesome. It's awesome.
Oh my God.
It was, dude, what event was that? Where was that?
I want to say Russia. Let me see. Hold on.
Thank you. We all were
Iran.
We all were thinking it.
Hold on. It was a Hard Fighting Championship promotion. Let's see where that is.
Yeah, where's that based out of?
Let's see. That is based in Hard Fighting Championship promotions.
We're playing the game with Maddie Levine after this, and Thad Jean's coming on. L. Dawson, Keelan.
Switzerland. Show us the video, Dave. I don't remember where I saw it, Chris. It was somewhere on socials. I think I saw it on Twitter or TikTok. It was like 3 minutes. And like, that was the start. It said the guy kicked the ring girl. We're like, whoa, okay, let me see this. And then just kept on going. Crazy. But all right, guys, we're about to lose Maddie. She's a superstar. We never played this game. We played this with Rossi earlier in the show. So I'm nervous. Okay, go.
Okay, you ready? You gotta be fast.
I can't be fast. All right, go.
I think, Elle, do I need to send you a code? I'm sorry if I didn't. I think you can get on now. All right, you ready?
No, she has access now.
Okay.
There she is.
Who's your all-time favorite fighter?
Oh my God, I'm so not ready for this. Okay. All time? All time?
Yeah, your favorite fighter.
All time, Maddie.
Alex Pereira.
Oh!
Hey! What up?
Hi.
Who's your all-time favorite fighter?
I said Alex Pereira.
Yeah, okay, I missed it. I'm sorry. How is it not Ross Levine? That's
Well,
the
that
wrong
goes without
answer.
saying.
Does it?
All right, go.
Does it?
Next one. Next one.
Let me see that
Cross
finger.
put it on.
All right.
Leave me alone.
The fighter I dislike the most.
Jessica
Ooh.
I.
Damn,
Okay.
that was fast.
El, we'll do this later.
Can't
No
stand
answer,
her.
El. We'll do this later. The fighter that grew on me the most.
Oh, Sean O'Malley.
Oh, I like that. That's a good one.
Hated him.
Actually.
Now I'm about him.
Yeah, I love that answer. Good one. Oh, who's the most overrated fighter in your eyes?
The most overrated fighter. Oh my gosh. Sean Strickland.
Wow.
Wow, these are good. Who's the most underrated fighter in your eyes?
Underrated. I'm gonna go with. Oh fuck. I don't know if she's that underrated though. Wiley. Do you think she's underrated?
No, you could say she might be like
I'm
the
gonna
pound for
go
pound
with
best
Wiley.
fighter, but never gets put. Okay, we
Yeah,
respect that.
I'm gonna go with Wiley.
Last one. Who is your all-time MMA GOAT?
Fuck. George St. Pierre.
Okay.
Yeah. Big fan.
Well played.
I did it.
Well played.
I was so nervous.
Maddie, you're the best. You killed it on NEF this weekend. Fight
Thanks,
Bananas
Toby.
is in a great, great place. You're a
Hell
big
yeah.
reason why. We appreciate you. We'll see you next
You're the
week.
best. Hell yeah. I'll see you next week. Al, I'm so glad I caught you before I had to go.
I was like, I gotta get on.
I know.
before Maddie
You're the
leaves.
best. Thank
It-
you, everybody,
it-
for tuning in.
Big show next week, Maddie.
Big show next week. Yeah, this motherfucker can't hold the secret at all. At all. He's
Did
been
you already
talking.
say something, Dave?
No,
Yes.
no.
Yes,
Okay.
David. Yes, you did.
I just think it could be an action-packed show. You know, it could be a diamond-packed show.
Oh my god.
I'm out of here. Goodbye.
Later, Maddie. You're the best.
Bye, Mads.
All right, dude.
Dave, you really can't keep the secret, can you?
I'm no worry. No, I can keep it good. It's not a secret though. It's just I said maybe, and I didn't. I
Surprise.
haven't said his name.
It's gonna be a surprise.
Is it?
No
We're
more
not
hints.
allowed to like promote it
I mean, hang
later.
on.
We'll see.
Hang
Okay.
on.
All right.
Hang on.
Damn. She throwing Dave. I know. Come on, Sean.
David.
Help me out,
David.
man.
What's your middle name, Dave?
My middle
I feel
name?
like I should know that. Yeah. What's your middle name?
Adam.
David Adam Van Auken. You chill.
Yeah. Wow.
You chill.
Whoa, guys. She used the middle name there. I will stop. I'll stop.
I'm sorry,
All right,
I'm eating, guys. I have to. I'm just
No,
gonna eat my
do your
sandwich.
thing. Do your thing. We'll play that game with you later, El. That was fun. We had a really good time with it. I found it on Twitter. And I'm like, dude, this is great content. So we'll do that later. First and foremost, how you doing? How's life, El Dawson?
I'm good. I just got back from the gym, so I'm shoving food in my face.
Oh, it's about that life.
So I'm
Talking
just gonna
about
be
someone
very
who,
eat while we have our guest on.
Someone talking
Sorry.
about going to the gym. Dude, I met this man, I believe like a year and a half ago. You know, when you meet people, sometimes you just absolutely know he has that or she has that star potential. First time meeting this man, I was like, oh, this guy's a star. Don't matter what's going to happen in life. Absolute star. He's still only 25 years old. He's still undefeated, 7-0, 3-0 under the PFL banner. Had a really good couple of days in Chicago getting a first round knockout. Talk about the one and only, the silverback, Thad Gene.
That was an awesome intro, bro. Appreciate that. Appreciate
Of course,
that.
my man.
How are
Thank you for
you?
having me. Stop.
No, we appreciate you. Appreciate you. How's life right now, Thad? You got to be it's still in the clouds a little bit.
Honestly, hey, it feels great. I mean, day goes by. Every day is the same for me. Win or win, every day is the same for me. So look, I'm looking up always.
I like that. Win or win. Not win or lose.
No losing.
That's for sure. For sure.
Every day.
All right, let's talk about it. First round knockout, Chicago. It was a big card, got a lot of limelight, ESPN Plus, all that things. I know it's cliche to say, hey, are you always looking for a finish and stuff of that nature? But the fight camp, did it go as properly planned or everything you hoped it would be?
Yeah, honestly, the fight went exactly. You know what? I kind of felt a little bit disrespected in the fight, only because my opponent did exactly everything he does in every other fight. He banks on his 1-2, and I'm not trying to disrespect his 1-2. His 1-2 is good. It's been a reason why he's been knocking everybody out. But I was thinking, man, you're gonna do the same thing against me? And I was thinking, like, all right. You could see right before the knockout, I get loose and I start dropping my hands because I'm like, all right, we got this guy, his rhythm, let's bait him in, and he goes for it, and then I counter him. And we've been working that the entire time in the training camp, just working on what do you do against this 1-2? How do I counter? How do I just win this fight against this dude, against this past dude? But the past dude was the present dude, so it was great.
That's awesome, my man. Next one for you, Al. But you say you felt a little bit, maybe not showing enough love and respect. Also, let me throw this out there and just be, you can say what you want. Do you feel a little bit like, hey, PFL, I'm the first fight of the night? Like, I'm the first fight of the night. And, like, I'm not saying this because you're on that. We talked off air before in Orlando. Like, to me, you have superstar potential. Like, you have star potential. The PFL should be pushing you, promoting you, having you on multiple things. I just thought they underpromoted you all week. And I know you don't want to say anything bad about the PFL. I'm sorry that I'm doing it. I just thought you should have been more promoted throughout the whole event. That's just on me. That's me.
Yeah, I hear you, and I'm grateful to the event, and everything they've done for me so far. But yeah, I was like, when they said first fight of the night, I'm like, you know what? All right, whatever. Let's give them a show anyways. But I was like, all right, first fight of the night. What am I? Am I not a charismatic? Am I not as much of a? Do I not put on a show enough for people to want to come back and watch the PFL when I go on? Right. So that made me also want to finish the fight quickly as well. Like also felt just kind of disrespecting that term as well. But of course, they have a plan, so I don't want to knock their plan. But I doubt they put me first anymore. So so it's like, all right, let's put on a show so that they can't doubt my potential. Pretty much, so I appreciate that.
Yeah, brother. Gotcha.
Yeah, obviously, big win, a big finish, which, as we know in PFL, there's always tons of incentive to finish, especially within the tournament. I always want to get PFL fighters just opinion and insight on this merger. Even though it's happened several months ago, I feel like it's still such a big topic. And I've heard fighters that are really excited about the merger. I've heard some not so excited about the merger. What are your thoughts on this huge roster that PFL has, and how do you think that's going to play out?
I love it. I think it's great. Like, I think as a fighter, it's fantastic. And like fighters myself, like I was supposed to fight back in February, but I couldn't find a fight. Didn't get no fights, Wow. So it's like, so a bigger roster means a bigger pool of people to pull from to get me a fight with. And now, given my last fight, it might be even harder for me to find a fighter, to fight me. So I think it's fantastic that they brought in Bellator, and it's not like one of the regional leagues. It's Bellator. It's an international league, So they're gonna have high level fighters who are willing to fight and willing to put on a good show and bring in numbers that they want to see. So I think it's a great thing. It was a smart thing for the PFL to bring in the Bellator and do that merge, that one super belt fight at the end of the year and stuff. I think it's pretty cool. I think it is as a fighter, because we all say we want to be world champions. Well, there's only so many big leagues that we can go in and be a champion in. So it's like, if we can be a champion within the PFL, but then at the end of the year also fight the world champion in Bellator, which is also really high level league, then you're that much closer to claiming world champion. You know what I mean?
You're the PFL champion.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that. Data coined that, though. That was good by Data. I'm not going to lie.
I love it. I'm going to use it all the time.
I'm not going to lie. My man, was that your first time in Chicago?
Yeah, super cold. Beautiful city, though. Beautiful city.
Yeah, love Chicago.
Honestly, beautiful. I mean, outside of the downtown, or outside of the city where all the buildings were pretty disgusting, nasty, it's very run down, very old. But, I mean, that's because I'm from Florida, where towards everything is more modern looking. And, I love it over here. I mean, I never understand why people say they want to move out of Florida. Like, where are you going to go?
Dude, I'm from the Midwest, and I moved to South Florida. So
yeah.
I'm with you. When I go back to the Midwest, it's so cold. Like, I forgot what winter was like, and I don't miss it.
It's crazy. It's crazy. I was there, and I was like, I got sick, actually, during my wake up because it was so cold.
No.
And I mean, I wasn't gonna let that stop me. Never let anything like that stop me. But you could see how cold it was and how windy, and I love exploring. So even though it was cold, I kept going outside, going walking because the buildings were beautiful, the lake was beautiful, the river was beautiful, Trump Tower was beautiful. It was just nice.
Did you see the Bean?
The Bean was nice. You know what? I went to the Bean, and they actually had construction around it. So there's a huge bit. There's fences around the Bean. So that was a bummer. But I still took a selfie. By it.
You have to. You have to.
You were there then. You were there.
Yeah, I was there. I was in Chicago.
If you go to the Bean and you get Chicago style pizza, you went to Chicago.
That's what I was going with next. Did you stay at after or after you weighed in? Did you eat some good? Chicago's got some great food. Great food.
You know what? Let me be honest. Maybe I didn't have the best pizza, but deep dish pizza is more like bread with sauce on it. Like it was a lot of sauce. It was just bread, and I was like, "Dang, this is a lot of bread." I'm full off of 2 pizzas. Like usually I can eat almost the entire box, and I was eating 2, and I was like, "Damn, this is a lot of bread." And like I get why people like it, but it was a bit much. I thought I'm more of a meat guy. Like I'd rather eat more of the if you have like a great barbecue spot, like that's when you got me, you know.
You got to go a little further south to Missouri. Go to Kansas City and get you some barbecue. That's where I'm from.
Kansas City.
The Missouri barbecue is where it's at. You're a little too far north.
That's what I need right there. It's the barbecue spots that I want to know. I want to go where they're and they're like hole in the walls too. I don't want to go to like those big. Like when I go traveling, I don't like going to where everyone else is going, where the popular tourists going. I'd rather go to like the walls, like the family, the mother and dad restaurant. I want to go there, you know. Don't tell me the popular places.
I love that. That when I met you, like I said, a year ago, where do you think? Challenger Series, Orlando, Florida, my man. Where do you think you are physically, mentally, as a mixed martial artist since that time at the Challenger Series to April of 2024?
I'm more comfortable in who I am as a fighter, honestly. Back then, I'm not gonna say I wasn't comfortable then, but I was just getting into the PFL. So in VFL is going from like a regional scene to the big league like PFL, I was like, okay. Like it was a little nerve-wracking, like, okay, you really have to prove yourself here. Like there's no mistakes. And once I got into it, went through prayer, meditation, I was like, you know what? What am I doing? This is I'm making it more than it is. It's just making me nervous and making me lack as the fighter that I could be. You know, so I would say that my mind has been more relaxed and it's allowed me to elevate myself as a fighter inside the cage. Honestly, going into the cage now, I feel like if you want to strike, let's strike. If you want to wrestle, let's wrestle. But, you know, I haven't even gotten to show my entire set of skills when it comes to the MMA field, as in going to the ground. Like, I have good ground, but, you know, that hasn't been shown yet, except for a little bit with Eric Allican. Eric Allican is a really good black belt. I train with him now. And in the fight, even though he took me down, he couldn't get under my hips. And it's like, yeah, you're a good black belt, but I'm not a black belt, but I'm a brown belt. I'm a good jiu-jitsu guy myself, so it's not going to just be one way for you if you take him to the ground. It's going to be a war on standing and on the ground as well. So wherever you want to take it, let's go. You know, that's where my mindset has gone since then to now. It's whatever.
Love that. Oh, you got one?
I mean, we just saw Magomed Umalatov win in the welterweight division this last weekend. I know he's a big name. Who are the dream fights for you in the tournament? We've seen so many good guys come into this roster in the last year.
I honestly would love to fight him.
Yeah,
I would love to fight him because he has a 0. He's 11-0, right?
Yep.
So I would love to fight him. I think he would be a great fight for me. I know they won't give it to me now, but hey, listen, if I get into the season, because I'm still currently not actually in the season, they still want to put me into the season. But I believe if I were to go into the season, I'd make it to the end. And I know it sounds big, but I'd win it because I don't see it still that anyone's giving me problems. I see Umalatov, he's a great fighter, but he has power. But everyone has power. But he also doesn't have the gas tank that he should have at this level. I think, in my opinion, when it comes to the grappling, when he went against the really good Mexican fighter last year, you've seen his gas tank was really tested in that fight when he came to against a guy that's really durable.
Right.
You know, so I think everyone's good, and you know, like you just said, they're bringing on really good Bellator guys because you've seen, Bellator. Logan Storley, I think his name was.
Storley's very good, yeah.
I mean, he's good, but he just got thrashed by some dude. You know, the guy that uppercut from the bottom was crazy.
Yeah,
that made him go limp. So I mean, like, it's great that they're bringing in such good potential fighters and just great shows. You know what I mean?
So are you an alternate right now?
That's what I was gonna ask. No,
not even an alternate. They want to. I'm not mad. I'm not mad at it. I'm mad
at that. I'm mad for you, Matt.
Yeah.
I'm mad.
It's good to gain experience. I think
want
it's
to
smart to
develop me as their fighter, their main guy. So I'm like, if you want to make me like develop me as your fighter, like expose me more. Let me get in there more. Let me get more active fights. Put me in the fights more. You know, I mean, if they came down to South Florida, I promise you, in August, I was telling them, if you come down to South Florida, my presence is so big down in South Florida. I would honestly almost sell out the arena. Like, your Cedric Doumbé in Paris, that's cool. That's cool. Cedric Doumbé in Paris, that's cool. But Thaddeus in South Florida, let's get that card going.
Let's go.
You know, let's get it. Let's get a sold out arena over here, the Hard Rock. You know.
After this interview, after this show, I'm calling the PFL. I know some people there, Thad.
Let's go.
This is not acceptable, Thad.
Let's go.
This is not acceptable no more.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Come on,
I appreciate that.
Jeez, man. Big things, man. Big things. Thad Gene, 25 years young, 7-0, still under the PFL banner. Unreal. I got one fun last thing for you. Elle, if you have anything else, we'll let Thad run after this. I know you're a welterweight. I know people talk about how good the welterweights have been in MMA for the last 10, 15 years. If you had to do a Mount Rushmore where you had 4 welterweight faces on this mountain, Thad, if you want to put yourself on there, brother, hey, do that. I'm cool with that. But 4 welterweight Mount Rushmores, who's your Mount Rushmore in the welterweight division?
I don't know. I never looked at just welterweights. I usually just look at all fighters. But hey, let's see welterweights itself. I'm gonna go Kamari because he brought the pressure and ground wrestling to the welterweight stand. I would say, I'll put me there too, of course. I am definitely. It sounds good, but I'm definitely gonna put myself there. Let's
GSP?
see who else. GSP. I know GSP was definitely gonna go there. I was like, bro, don't sound like one of those guys who obviously is gonna put GSP there.
No, he deserves it, especially if it's just a welterweight one. I think it's fair. I think it's fair.
So yes, definitely GSP. You know what? Conor McGregor is coming to 170, and Conor McGregor will forever be my favorite fighter.
Is he? But is he a welterweight? Go.
He looks like one.
He's a big boy.
He looks like a light heavyweight.
He looks big right now. He looks great. And I would say back when one of my favorite fighters, back when he was, I would say striking is the karate guy. Damn, why can't I remember his name?
Lyoto Machida.
Machida.
Wonder Boy.
Oh, Wonder Boy.
I like Wonder Boy even more. Like when I seen Wonder Boy go against Vicente, that was like, oh, this guy's striking master. Like, this is the one.
There's been some historic welterweights, yeah.
Like, it's such a limelight division to me. I just think because males at 170, you're probably walking anywhere 188 to 200 in that range probably. Yeah. That's just like, you could argue that's the pinnacle of a male. Like, you got everything. You're powerful. You got a base. You can wrestle, but then also you're quick. The technique, all that skills. I'm a welterweight guy. I love welterweights. So. With you.
I think welterweights is great class. I think welterweights, like you said, is the average. I would say the average, like, I don't want to sound biased, but like male peak form. Like, if you're welterweight, you got that welterweight body, you're walking around 200. Yeah, you're 5'10" to 6'2". Yeah. You have a good build to you, I think, and you got power and quickness.
That's me and you. We're the pinnacle, Dad.
I'm a little partial to the lightweights, but
it's all right. It's all right. You can have
It's always great. For sure. I know Grant needs that in his life. When you're in training camp, you need everything you can get. I get
everything.
Man, we always love talking to you. We're huge. I think you can notice that through the screen. We're huge fans of you. We love your personality. We love your fight game. We love the IQ. You're the full package, my man. PFL, promote this guy, Thad Gene. He's undefeated. Get him in the season. Let's get $1 million for you, all right?
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you, and thank you. What is your name? I'm sorry.
I'm Elle. Sorry, I should have introduced myself. Hi.
No worries. Thank you both. I appreciate you both.
Appreciate you, man. We'll talk soon, all right, Thad?
Ooze. Have a great
All right, brother.
Thanks.
Gene right there. Dude, he's the best. I'm telling you, this guy's got everything. He's got everything. Huge potential off the screen, on the screen. Man's an absolute beast. So that's Thad Gene, PFL star, 7-0.
Very exciting fights. Love it.
Cool. All right. Are you ready, Elle?
Is it my turn? I was thinking about all the welterweights, man. I was like, dude, we have Bobby Lawler. We have.
Well, you do yours, Elle. What's your welterweight Mount Rushmore? What's yours?
GSP and Usman have to be on there. I was never a huge Woodley fan. I know he's from Missouri. I know he was champ for a long time. He was dominant, but he wasn't like a super exciting fighter for me to watch. I loved old Woodley. Like if I could just put like old school Woodley on there, I would.
Dude, you're still missing one. And thank you, Chris. You said it. Has to be Matt Hughes is on the Mount Rushmore.
Oh, no. Matt Hughes for sure. Matt Hughes, GSP. Pat Miletich, no.
No, yeah. Pat Miletich.
No, not Pat Miletich. But the other three, Woodley was very dominant, even though he's not my favorite welterweight. I would rather see Robbie Lawler up there. He gave us some amazing fights. Lawler, Hughes, GSP, and Usman. I think that's my Mount Rushmore for welterweight.
Okay. I'm just going to throw a name out there, and people are not going to like this. I know people are not going to like this. Leon Edwards is on a welterweight run right now.
If he wins 2 or 3 more, I think he takes maybe
he hasn't lost as a welterweight in like 9 years.
Wow, that is but he was very inactive for a while. I think Usman did it first and longer. I know he beat Usman, but I think I'd need to see a few more years of dominance.
He beat Usman twice.
True.
It's a little bit of the Max Holloway Volkanovski thing. Like, Max Holloway and Usman probably have, like, in a weird way, like better historical careers.
They have more mystique too.
Yeah. But then Leon defeated Usman twice, and Volkanovski defeated Max 3 times.
Oh my God, how funny was Volk's video of him working, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I beat Max Holloway. I beat that bloke 3 times."
I didn't see that actually.
Wow. See it? Oh, he's hilarious. I'm sorry, I'm talking about.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Hey, real quick, Chris. First doesn't mean Mount Rushmore. Like, no, like I know he's first, but like in the UFC, Tank Abbott was almost a champion. Like, come on.
It was a different time.
Yeah. I don't like the first thing. I like Matt Hughes a lot. Carlos Newton, Matt Hughes, both that Hughes woke up first won the title.
Chris saw the video. Chris said hilarious video. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, nice. I haven't seen that one. That's one of my that's insane moment. Insane.
I also have like Matt Serra. So many guys from that era.
Dude, that's Nate Diaz is a welterweight. Jorge Masvidal is a welterweight. Rory McDonald's a welterweight.
Dude, best fight, my favorite fight of all time. Lawler and Rory too.
Yeah, so good.
So good.
Sean, all right. So a couple of things I want to clean up with you. I kind of cleaned up with Maddie, but second hour, sometimes we might have new listeners and all that stuff. First and foremost, our UFC 300 watch along was so good, so successful. We are coming back, not this week, but next week, UFC 301, Rio, Brazil. We got Aldo. We got the Pantoja defending the championship. Hopefully the fight card is one of those like, we're not too happy about it. And then it's better fights than what we're thinking. But we at Fight Bananas will be doing another watch along, giving out free t-shirts and more cards. So come with us, UFC 301 for another watch along. That's that. Johnny. No, not Johnny.
Here's the argument for Johnny Hendricks.
No.
If we hadn't seen him post USADA, I would probably be on Sean's side. But we saw how different pre and post USADA Johnny Hendricks were.
I don't think he won one fight post. Not one.
I don't think so. Yeah, I can't think of one.
Yeah.
That's
I don't
wild.
think he won one. All right. We talked a lot about Conor and Chandler. So if there is one thing you really want to hit on, El, come with it. If not, that was most of the first hour was a Conor Chandler hour. But did you have anything? I love, your takes and stuff. Where are you coming from?
I don't know if it's going to happen. Is Conor even going to make 170? Like,
You don't think it's going to happen?
I don't know. I'm torn because part of me is like the UFC wants, like, it would be so devastating to that card if this fight fell through. So I feel like the UFC is going to do absolutely everything in their power to try and make this fight happen. But like, I don't know. Like, also injury rates, when you come off cycles, like anabolic cycles, injury rates sometimes go up. So, but dude, I don't know. I will believe it when the cage door closes. I'll be like, okay, this fight's happening.
Okay. Let me just say this. Just saying this. I will give Conor this credit. Anytime Conor McGregor's been on a fight poster, he has fought on that night. He has never not fought on the night. Even when it was going to be RDA, that's when he fought Nate Diaz on short notice. When Conor McGregor's been on a fight poster, he's always fought.
That's fair. No, that's absolutely fair.
So
I think it's probably going to happen. I don't know. I have such a weird feeling about it because I feel like he's been saying, I'm coming back. But like you said, he has never pulled out of a fight. So
yeah,
I have no idea.
He doesn't know how to pull out of anything.
He doesn't pull out of anything. I don't know what version of Conor we're gonna get. I
agree with that.
I'm so just intrigued to see this fight. Like, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to pick one way or the other on betting bananas.
Do you think, you ready for this one? I don't think this is a bad statement, and I'm almost ready to be on this hill. I honestly think it might be the most watched UFC pay-per-view of all time. I think the UFC has gotten so much bigger. So the fan base is bigger, and now it's the whole Conor return thing and his comeback. And
it's International Fight Week.
Yeah, International Fight Week. He was just in Hollywood. He's doing movies. Like, Conor McGregor's as big as he's probably has or will be. It might be the most watched fight ever.
I think it will be because people have just been waiting for his comeback.
Yes.
Like, just waiting and waiting. So I would not be surprised at all.
Wow. All right, there we go. So we gave Conor a lot of time. All right, let's talk about another fight that didn't get a lot of love. We talked about it a little bit on the first hour, but a fight very close and dear to you, a very American top team, base fight. Dustin the Diamond Poirier, Islam Makhachev. Manny and I talked a lot about if they win, what would happen and all that stuff. And I don't want an analytical, crazy breakdown right now. We got a lot of time to it. But, what do you think? The fight's announced. What do you think about Dustin fighting for a championship once again? Maybe his last time fighting for a world championship if it doesn't go his way. All that stuff being said, where do you think about this fight?
Yeah, I wouldn't be if Islam beats Dustin, I wouldn't be surprised to see Dustin retire. He's in such an amazing, unique position that I love to see fighters in, and he's earned every penny of it, but he is so financially comfortable now, and he's a businessman. He's a smart guy. He knows how to brand himself. He has several different avenues to keep feeding his family. So I could see him retiring after this fight. I could honestly see him retiring, win or lose. I would love to see Dustin, finally win that undisputed title.
Story.
I think, imagine the story. Retires on top, beat one of the pound for pound greatest fighters of all time. I would love to see that for Dustin. I wouldn't be shocked to see him retire either way. What?
So wait. If Dustin Poirier wins, you think there's a slim chance? You did just say it a little bit. You think he can maybe leave on top, walk?
Maybe. I'd love to see that for him. That would be freaking awesome. Imagine, he's been one of those guys that everybody's he had the interim belt, but I know people don't hold that in as high regard. And obviously, he lost to Khabib at the time, and it was he was so close. Like he was one of those guys that was just so close to that undisputed title. It would be really like this is something that can light a fire under Dustin. A guy like him has seen it all. I think he needs special fights for him to be so excited, you know? And so you see that fire in him now, which I'm stoked to see, because he was already being counted out for the Benoit Saint-Denis fight. And I hated to see him so disrespected. So to see him like get this resurgence of popularity that he should always have had, you know, like he's been one of the most consistently underrated guys. Like, and then after he knocks out Benoit Saint-Denis, all of a sudden every media outlet is like, holy crap, the dude has 30 UFC fights with a 72% win ratio. Like that's unreal. Like he really is legendary. And I think that win helped put him back into that spot where people remember how much of a legend Dustin is.
And he's only fought the toughest of the tough guys for the last like 8-9 years period. Like he only fights the top 2, top 3 guys every time. New guys get in there like Charles. Then they come back down. All the other top guys, Benoit. Then he comes down. Gaethje's a top 3 guy. Like he fights nothing but top 3. Real quick,
we looked
Queen.
up how many fights were 5 rounds, like obviously scheduled for 5 rounds, but like he hasn't been scheduled for a 3-round fight besides Benoit Saint-Denis in years.
Like, Queen, I was saying it every Tuesday, Queen, 1 to 3 Eastern. The Fight Banana Show is live 1 to 3 Eastern. Come on now. Come on, Queen. I'm sorry if I didn't promote it good enough. We do watch-alongs Wednesday nights, Bet and Bananas. Tuesday, 1 to 3 Eastern time in the afternoon. We go live every single Tuesday. It's not just me going live. It's not just Elle going live. We just had Thad Gene, undefeated superstar. We just had Maddie Levine. We had Rossi, my commentary partner from NEF earlier. It's an evolving, breathing show, and we always want to add just one more person. We love adding one more person. You might love his accent. You might love his brand new tattoo he gets. You might love to read his articles he puts on FightBananasOfficial.com. Talking about the one and only, the new dream of the Fight Bananas team, our main man, Keelan. Let me see this tattoo, Key. Woo!
That's cool.
Look at this work.
I love
Jesus.
Hashtag Jesus. Hey.
Guys, good to be back.
Bless.
How are we doing?
Dude, we're doing great. Keelan, I'm just on a month banger of positivity. I'm just on one right now, Keelan. Life is good. Sun's out. We got baseball every night with the family. Fights have been on. Fight Bananas is on fire. We have some huge, great things. I'm on one right now, Keelan. I'm on one.
Dude, I love it. Your Knicks are doing well. Sports are good. The Red Sox are 13-10. What's not to love?
Exactly. But I showed up, like I said again. Queen, you're the best, Queen. Much love.
She said, Queen, I only hold grudges when I lose. I only have grudges when I'm wrong. I'm just kidding. We love to have you, girl. Thanks for joining.
We love the Queen. We love the Queen. All right, my man, Keelan. I know you're a big boxing guy, so we'll slide into that. First hour, we gave a lot of Connor and Chandler love, Dustin and Makhachev. We did go Ryan Garcia for the last 10, 15 minutes. I don't know if you were watching. I know you're a boxing savant. What, Elle?
I was like, is Ryan Garcia insane or a genius? Can't decide.
Insane. Absolutely insane. Keelan, what's your thoughts on what we saw this past weekend? Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney.
Well, it's one of the more eventful weeks we've ever had in the history of boxing. Queen, we love you too. Thank you for the comment.
We do. We love the Queen.
Yeah, I mean, I still don't know what the hell to make of it, to be honest. I'm thinking about Ryan Garcia. He's talking about aliens. He's talking about Jesus. He's talking about Jesus aliens. He's talking about the government on live Twitter spaces. He's on with Andrew Tate. And then he goes out and he absolutely whoops Devin Haney's ass. I mean, nothing makes sense anymore, Dave. It really doesn't. I suppose on a performance level, it was one of the best performances I've ever seen. Literally from the first bell to the last, Ryan Garcia dominated. With the exception of a couple of rounds he took off in between, he probably won every round, which was fantastic. And yeah, just a phenomenal performance from Ryan Garcia. He is now, I mean, he was always a big name, but now he's one of the biggest names in the current boxing world. There's no doubt about it.
I agree. I really do agree. He's getting into that rare space of like polarizing and I love when, like Conor McGregor, my wife knows who Conor McGregor is. Like my wife doesn't know who Benoit Saint Denis is. You know what I mean? And this is what I do. Like my wife knows she knows Grant Dawson, Jillian Robertson, and Conor McGregor. Like she knows the 3 stars, the 3 pinnacle stars. My point is Ryan Garcia's getting to that point of like my wife like ask like, who is this guy? Is he good? Is he not? Like, because he's everywhere. He's wonky. He's on so many TikToks and so many shows are talking about him. You get into this weird Taylor Swift, Conor McGregor, Ryan Garcia space. For him, it's a good thing. It's a good space.
He's becoming a household name.
Yeah.
He really is becoming a mainstream household name. And that's to his credit. You know, yeah, he's a bit of a character, shall we say, but the ability's always backed it up. And that's what you saw this past weekend. You saw that, you know, Ryan Garcia may have a mouth, but he has hands to match it.
Yeah. I want to know your thoughts on this, Keelan, because you watch a lot more boxing than I do. I have to be pretty into whoever's on that card to turn on a boxing show. But with Garcia and the oh my God, why am I brain farting on his name?
Oscar De La Hoya?
No,
Eddie Hearn?
yes, thank you, Gervonta Davis.
Oh.
With that fight, do you feel like a 10-pound rehydration clause is quite small? Like I fight at 105 pounds and I rehydrate over 10 pounds in 24 hours. Like I can't imagine making 136 and having to fight at 146, especially somebody as tall as him. Do you think he wins that fight without that clause?
Oh, that's a really interesting question. I think it's a really interesting debate because Ryan Garcia has all the God-given talent in the world, and no one can argue that, and nobody really ever should have argued it. The problem is that Gervonta Davis, rehydration clause or no, he hits like a truck. He just is a powerful boxer. And especially in that weight class, he's perfect for that because he can be a weight bully, but he can also make it, you know, that sort of fine in between.
Yeah.
If you're talking a rematch, say a catchweight with no rehydration clause, I think it's a much, much closer fight than the first one. I have absolutely no doubt about that. Because Ryan Garcia, and you saw this against Devin Haney, who is a bigger version of Gervonta Davis.
Right.
He's able to manage the distance better. He's able to implement his lead hand better. And when he's not absolutely killing his own physique to try and get down, he will be able to focus more on the fight, on preparation, on implementing his own approach. So if there's a rematch, which I do want to see, and we're talking a much bigger rehydration clause, a better weight limit for Ryan, expect a much, much closer match. Maybe even a Garcia win.
On the same kind of side of that coin, if Garcia had made weight for the Haney fight, would that have greatly affected his performance, in your opinion? Because 3.5 pounds is a pretty, it's a pretty decent amount of weight to miss by.
Yes and no, in my opinion. Yes, obviously, because like you said, 3 pounds is a lot of weight when you're trying to make championship weight. Devin Haney, I think, is struggling with it. I think you saw that in the past couple of days. Even though he used to fight at 135, he does struggle to get to 140 as well. So you'll probably see him move up pretty soon as well. If Ryan had made the weight, I think he still would have been very good. But whether he'd have been as dominant, that's a very interesting question, I have to say. But I think as well, weight issues aside, Devin Haney really tanked his own efforts, no pun intended. He kind of tanked his own fight before it even started. And the problem with Devin Haney, and especially his father, Bill Haney, who's his trainer, they didn't prepare for what Ryan could bring to the fight, and that's why he looked so lost in the ring. Because Devin Haney's always been a brilliant hammer, but he's never had to be the nail. And Ryan Garcia has been the nail, and he knows how to deal with that and how to prepare for that. And I think that's what really sank Devin Haney on Saturday night. He had no idea how to adapt, and he had no idea how to fight off the back foot as opposed to always being on the front foot. So I know this isn't the question you asked. I'm sorry.
No, I'm loving this.
A bit overdeveloping. But I do actually think this could make Devin Haney a better fighter because knowing that experience of being the nail and knowing how now to approach a fight that in where you could be the nail as opposed to being the dominant fighter, it could well be the best thing that ever happened to Devin Haney.
Love it. Love
and
it.
he still has his doubts.
The one thing that I think I'm at least happy or look forward to what boxing is doing in the last 10 months and looks like going forward. It's always been, we have never seen Tank versus Garcia and Garcia versus Devin. We got coming up in a couple weeks, Usyk and Fury. We got Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. What I'm saying is, guys, we're seeing Crawford and Spence and all this stuff. But like, I feel like in the low 2000s, maybe in the 2010s, we were not seeing these fights. How long did it take for us to see Manny versus Floyd? Like, that just took too long. It looks like now in 2024, maybe the money is so much, or they just know we got to give it to you guys because the UFCs are kicking our asses on Saturday nights. I love that boxing, to me, is giving us the best and the biggest fights now. It seems like more than ever.
No, 100%. It makes me want to actually watch boxing. I can't believe I'm saying that. But
ooh, the wrestler, the grappler, El Dawson.
Who's this young kid that Canelo's kind of avoiding right now? I've seen a few things about him.
Oh, David Benavidez.
Yes. I like him. I like him.
David Benavidez is a good fighter. Really, really good fighter. I think he beat Caleb Plant at his last fight, and I think he knocked him down 3 times or something. David Benavidez is a really, really big fighter to be watching out for because he's a dangerous threat to that division. He's coming for those super middleweight titles, and I'm excited to see him fight soon, whenever that may be. But Dave, your point on the state of boxing, and it's a very good point to make, boxing's in the best state it's been in the last few years.
Yeah, I agree.
Like you said, for all the factors you mentioned, Saudi money is now making fights happen where they previously didn't before. Boxing's facing real external pressure from the likes of the UFC, One Championship, PFL, blah, 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 and the list goes on. And now we're finally seeing fights that should be made. And that's why I know it's a boxing fan mentality, but I do hope they change this eventually. That's why you should never criticize people for losing or criticizing people for saying, oh, you're not undefeated, blah, 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 blah. We need the best to fight the best. We need Errol Spence Jr. to fight Bud Crawford. We need Canelo to fight these guys. We need Fury fighting Usyk. That's what makes the sport great. And that's why, I think I've talked about this before in the show, the 1980s in the middleweight division, Marvin Hagler, Tommy Hearns, Sugar Ray, Roberto Duran. You need these people fighting each other to make the sport worth watching. And one can only hope that we get this again.
I agree. Yeah. It seems like we're in that space now in 2024. And Keelan, you probably absolutely nailed it. Maybe more than anything, the Saudi money has a lot to do with it. I know this fight was in Brooklyn, but just the momentum of it, I think they know. Garcia and Tank knows if that fight happens in Saudi in the early or late 2024, exactly, El. Money time. All right, guys, another topic I definitely want to jump into. Oh, no, El.
No, you're good. I was just going to say, too, it makes the belts mean more. One of the reasons I've never gotten into boxing is because there's 9 different organizations. They all have different belts. They're all world champions, and none of them fight each other. Even if I knew nothing about MMA, I know the UFC is the gold standard. If you're a UFC champion, I know you're the best.
It's such a dumb system.
It doesn't exist in boxing. So to see these guys all fighting each other is exactly what the sports need to garner combat sports fans to bring their eyes back to boxing, because they're leaving.
We need less belts, people. For example, I'll say this really quickly before we get on to today's next topic. Right. The WBA has 3 different types of belt per weight class. Then you've got the WBC, the IBA, or not the IBA, the WBA, the IBF. You've got too many titles in these divisions. We don't need all of them. Yeah. So just want to say, Al, brilliant point. Get rid of all the belts. 1 belt per division, 1 champion per division.
100%. And longer rounds for women's boxing.
And longer rounds, 3-minute rounds.
Serrano's making that happen.
You will never, nobody, even the best female boxers don't look good in 2-minute rounds because you have to sprint. There's no feeling out. There's no longer rounds. That's all. That's all I have.
Katie Taylor, Amanda Serrano on the undercard of Paul Tyson.
Yes, I love it. I love it.
I saw that fight announcement. I love Katie Taylor.
She's like, good. Dude, she's good. She's good.
Beast.
Also, someone that we love here in Fight Bananas, Alex Pieda just defeated Jamal Hill around 10, 12 days ago, defending his light heavyweight championship. So I was told weeks before, and I kind of hinted on it here, and me and Elle talked off air about it. The UFC really wanted Alex to win, or if he won at 300, go right to UFC 301 in Brazil. Let's just be brutally honest, and that's what we do here in Fight Bananas. 301 is a weak pay-per-view card. It's a weak pay-per-view main event. I love me some Pantoja, one of the best fighters in the world. To main event a card is tough, especially in the co-main event. If you have Jonathan Martinez in the co-main, does not help. So with that being said, they wanted Alex to kind of keep that cart moving to 301. The toe issue was something they knew a week before. And then, of course, I think he broke the same toe or broke another toe because that toe was broke. So Alex Pieda was like, guys, I'm totally out of 301. Let's get back to me later on in the year. So they said, guys, if that's the case, Ankalaev is your challenger. We're not doing the heavyweight thing. Ankalaev wants a fight in Abu Dhabi in October, the same card. Maybe Islam is on, whatever. Alex, which I love, he goes, no, why am I going to go? I'm the champion. I'm the guy. I'm the one who just made him in at 300. I'm going to go in enemy territory. He just turned it down. He goes, if I'm going to wait to that long, I'll wait to November. He fought on the MSG card, not once, but twice. Main evented last year in MSG. He should main event again. I love how Alex said no to Ankalaev. So I love it. What do you guys think about that?
Go ahead, Keelan. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. I was waiting on Elle to just stab it. Yeah, I like it. I like it. You know, he at the end of the day, he holds the strap, he holds the gold, so he calls the shots. I don't disagree with that at all. I think it's a very good approach. And I think as well, Dave, with what you said about, potentially being on 301 in Brazil, you can't put Pereira in 301 because, like you said, his toes banged up. You just can't do that. It makes no sense anyway. You kind of just got to let that card do its thing. If you're going to put him on a big card in the middle of the summer, why not even target 303, McGregor Chandler? Let's really blow that card up and put Pereira on it against Ankalaev. If Ankalaev wants a shot, meet him in New Jersey.
But do you think if Alex is on that card after main event in UFC 300 and winning in a good way and having a buzz afterwards, he can't not main event over Conor, and Conor needs to be the main event.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Unless you co-main both of them, do it like UFC 189.
But who walks last?
I suppose you. Yeah, that's a good point actually, because you can't not have McGregor.
You can't not have McGregor, and to me, you can't have Pieda. Pieda might be, other than Conor, he might be the second biggest superstar in the business right now. His weight.
You don't want to devalue Pereira.
Yes, exactly.
You don't want to devalue him, and you don't want to devalue the titles. Like, I think they made mistakes with the flyweight title when DJ had it. Where because they didn't love him, they devalued the entire title. Like, he was headlining fight nights. Like, is the only title fights to be on fight nights. And I don't want to see them do that with another belt because it almost killed the flyweight division.
Right.
In addition to other problems that it had at the time. But I just feel like you don't want to devalue your champs.
So you guys like I love Pieda in a way. I love always watching him fight, but I don't mind if he gets healthy. He just had this amazing, to me, 10-month, 12-month run. Let's keep him on in New York City. It's November. That's a nice little 4 or 5 month thing. I think that's perfect for him. You guys, I think that's a great spot.
Yeah. No, I like it.
Okay.
I think it's the spot that makes the most sense considering everything. Yeah. It gives Pereira time to heal up, catch his breath, recover.
Yeah.
Ankalaev will be ready for November if he's ready now. So yeah, just waited for then. Let them both meet then, and then you can basically fill out the rest of the division in between that time. So yeah, not against it. Would love the Tom Aspinall fight in the future for Pereira, though. I want to see that.
I would love to see him at heavyweight just to see how he does. I think Aspinall's not necessarily the right guy because he can grapple and he's just so big. Like I want to see him fight somebody a little smaller that won't wrestle.
So Maddie always kind of prefaces it, so I will steal this from her. Here's some hot tea for you guys. Alex Pieda can't fight Tom Aspinall for the interim champion. That just kills it. That is, those are the two best heavyweight type of fighters in the world. They're both so young, aggressive, name value, fighting the octagon. That cannot be for the interim championship. Aspinall needs to be the undisputed world heavyweight championship. Alex needs to keep doing his thing. Then those guys will meet. Probably is the biggest fight in the UFC can do. Alex versus Aspinall needs to be for undisputed championship.
Yeah. And I think we see that fight maybe in 2025.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
All right. A fun game. We're going to do it with Elle first, and then Keelan, we're going to do it with you next. It's been working. It worked with Maddie. I should have done with Thad. I messed it up, but we did it with Rossi. It's a fun thing. Elle, are you ready?
I'm ready.
You got to be fast, though. Fast.
Okay.
All right. Who's your all-time favorite fighter?
Max Holloway.
Besides the fighter you dislike the most.
Fighter I dislike the most, Ian Gary.
Wait. Your favorite fighter wasn't Grant Dawson?
I said besides Grant.
All right. This is Ian Gary. Okay. The fighter that grew on you.
Macy Barber.
Who's the most overrated fighter?
I can't use Ian Gary twice. Okay, let me think. Give me like 2 seconds.
Wow.
No.
Use him twice. Just use him twice. Just use it.
Come back to it. I gotta come up with another one.
Who's your most underrated fighter?
Underrated fighter?
Yeah.
Gamrot.
Love it. And who is your all-time MMA GOAT?
It has. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go with Demetrius Johnson. If that man was not 125 pounds, he would be beating up so many people.
Yeah.
Like, I think he doesn't get the respect he deserves. I might even go with him as my most underrated. He's up there. What, Dave?
If I didn't have great hair, I wouldn't talk for a living, but we do. I do. Like, he is 125 pounds. Like, I like Demetrius Johnson. I do. I don't like that. That's the argument of him being the GOAT. Like,
okay,
when you're most
successful title defenses of anybody.
I would, if you said that, I would be like, okay.
But like, then to see what he can do in absolute divisions in jiu-jitsu and like to see him still actively competing. I know he's not like old, but he's definitely peak age for MMA. Like he's well into his prime.
I agree.
He's still so active.
Your gut, your instinct to say was to make the weight the issue. That was your instinct. You didn't go with the title defenses.
Well, then the next logical answer is John Jones.
No,
like
you have Demetrius. No. You can keep your opinion.
I knew it was going to upset you. I knew it. I should say DJ because that'll piss off Dave.
It's like, it's me saying, hey, my goat's Jorge Masvidal because what he did in the back streets. Like it's cool.
He can be your goat. The goat is John Jones. I don't like him. Okay. I don't like him.
But
I would love to have been able to see, this is all theoretical. I would love to have been able to see Demetrius Johnson as a heavier weight. Like I would love to be able to see what he could do as a lightweight. Like I think he would just be so elite. John Jones is the greatest of all time. He is.
Ready?
Beat everybody, like never lost. You can't.
Demetrius Johnson at a higher weight is called John Jones. That's what he is.
That's fair. No, you're right. You're right. I'm gonna go back to my overrated.
Okay. Got it.
I have to pick somebody. There's like people I used to think were very overrated. I used to think Mackenzie Dern was overrated, but now I feel like she's very fairly rated. So I'm like, ooh.
I think I got one.
Oh, Patty. But he's not. He was overrated, and now everybody knows that he's not that good. So let's go with Patty. Patty Pimblett. Or as Moicano would call him, Patty Pimblich. So
well played, Moicano. All right, Keelan. So for us, we're gonna just change this just a little bit. You just heard some MMA, so you're like, oh, you probably already have your lineup. We switch shit up here at Fight Bananas. You are our boxing expert here in the Fight Bananas land. So we're doing it boxing only. You ready?
I'm not going to know any of these people. Let's go.
Who's your all-time favorite boxer?
Mike Tyson.
Okay.
The boxer you dislike the most?
Floyd Mayweather.
The boxer who grew on you the most?
Oh, good question. Boxer who grew on me the most. Come back to me on that.
The most overrated boxer.
Most overrated boxer. Who's the most overrated? This will get controversy. Prince Nassim Hamed.
Okay. The most underrated boxer to you?
Underrated, Irish Mickey Ward.
Wow. Your boxing GOAT?
Muhammad Ali. Actually, no. Controversially, no. Manny Pacquiao.
Oh, well, that's a great one. So who is the boxer who grew on you the most?
Boxer who grew on me the most, I would say probably Terence Crawford.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I knew more of those than I thought I would.
Elle's a semi-boxing professional analyst now.
No, I'm still a proud crotch sniffer. I need a shirt that says that, but I think Grant wouldn't let me wear it.
Also, you might have to make it arrested for it.
We might have to make it through millions.
I still don't think Grant would let me leave the house wearing that. He's like, you're gonna have to explain that to everybody you see.
Yeah.
Excuse me, officer. Why is this woman wearing a shirt that says?
or Elle, wear that to church on Sunday.
No.
Unbelievable.
Honestly, our pastor might get it. he likes MMA.
Just for a very different reason.
No, stop.
No, he likes MMA.
All right. 3 minutes left in this show. I'm sorry we're going off the rails. Usually it's me. I'm kind of holding it together. I've been in Bangor, Maine all weekend. It's usually not. All right, 3 minutes left. Guys, Nate Diaz and Jorge Masvidal did this world tour. 4 different states, 4 different highlight, New York, LA, Miami, and Vegas. The last one on the tour, they were in Los Angeles, kind of a pro Nate Diaz crowd, pro Nate Diaz town. They talked for 9 minutes, 5 minutes. Jorge led it. Nate said one thing and left the stage, says, I'm over this. You square off with someone else, you MNFer. What do you guys think, Nate Diaz, Jorge? Did you guys watch some of it, all of it, a little bit of it? Did you see the clips? What do you guys take? Elle, we'll start with you. Diaz, Masvidal.
Dude, good on Jorge for showing up for the fans. I'm so disappointed in Nate Diaz after everything. Nate Diaz, actually, you know what? Nate Diaz is my most overrated fighter ever.
Yes!
All the overtly ridiculous amount of love Nate Diaz has gotten from fans over the years, some of which is deserved and a lot of which is not. How are you not going to show up for your people and stay and answer questions? And the amount of money he's making to box Masvidal has to be obscene. I'm just very annoyed. I feel like Nate Diaz is kind of the king of ruining moments that could be good for his career. 90% of the time when they hand him a mic, it's a dud. So just the disappointment. And I think Masvidal has always been there's a reason he's a fan favorite. I have never seen him treat fans poorly, not show up dedicated at press conferences. He's never been a prima donna about that. He constantly shows up for the fans, takes care of his community and his people. That's just who he is. And it was just disappointing to see that, to not see Nate Diaz do the same thing, especially so close to his home.
Nope. I concur. Keelan, any last thing on Diaz and Masvidal?
Yeah, I'm actually really excited for the co-main event, Chris Avila and Anthony Pettis. That's a really good fight. I like that a lot. Anthony Pettis, I don't need to read you the resume, people. You know how good he is. Chris Avila, Nate Diaz's protege, has gotten a lot better in his last couple of fights, which is good to see. I think that's going to be a really good co-main event. As for the main, I always love a world tour that never leaves America. Interesting marketing, but we'll rock with it. Yeah, it's a good
our world. You're just living in it, Keelan.
The world of one country. No, it's a good main event. I'm looking forward to it. Obviously, Nate Diaz, Jorge Masvidal, that's going to sell no matter where you put it. As for the actual boxing, I don't think that's going to be terribly good, if I'm honest. I've seen Nate Diaz box. It's okay. Jorge Masvidal, I mean, kind of the same, to be honest with you. But hey, it's going to sell. It's going to be exciting. We'll have some people out, and it'll be a lot of fun. So yeah, looking forward to it. As long as neither guy calls for an actual world title match when it's over, because I'm through with that bullshit at this point. Let's just take it for what it is. Enjoy it, and yeah, it should be fun.
I think the winner fights Logan Paul next. Like,
maybe
whoever wins.
Yeah, but that's not a terrible shite, actually. I could see that.
Yeah, I really do. All right, guys, we did it. 2 straight hours of being live every Tuesday, 1 to 3 p.m. Great show. We did a lot on Conor and Chandler. Finally, it felt like after UFC 300, it was hard to get to. I was actually off last week. It was really cool. Also, NEF, shout out to them. They had a great show, NEF 57 this past weekend. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. But guys, we did it. Any last things? Any last words? L. Dawson, dude, how's the Immortals Fight Club going? What can we say about that?
So we did push the mint back. We announced it on our Discord and on our X account as well. We pushed the mint back because, let's be honest, crypto sucks right now, which is sad. So we're kind of just keeping an eye on the market. We waited for Bitcoin to have. We're gonna let crypto do its thing for a little bit, and then when gas fees come down, like, we want to take care of our people, so we want to make sure nobody's minting at like crazy transaction fees. So we will be announcing a new mint date shortly when the crypto market sucks less. So.
Okay. Sean, I get it, my man.
You can still play the game and win money. So do that.
Put the link in there, L, for us later, okay?
I'll do it right now.
Sean, we agree, dude. I'm a huge Pat McAfee guy, so I totally get it. I watch him after my show, so it is what it is. Keelan, dude, we always love having you. Hey, man, get that passport ready, all right, Keelan? We got to get you over here to the States very soon, okay?
To the real world.
Yeah, the world tour.
Yes, to the real world.
The world tour.
One country that exists. No, absolutely. Yeah, dude. Look, I'm up, I'm down, I'm here for everything. And yeah, we got to do a Fight Banana show about a card sometime. I've promised people, for those of you who don't know this, which you won't because it's just been me and Dave talking, I've promised we will do some skits and some in-person content when I get over for an event. It may or may not include dressing up in an actual banana costume and looking like a complete helmet in public, but we're here for the content, the culture, and I will do it. # make boxing great again. We'll see you next week.
I love it, David Nelson in the world, dude. Keelan, would love to see her the socks in. Look at that.
Hell yeah, Sean.
Ooh.
Look at that.
Guys, we're going to Fenway Park.
Guys, the Knicks are up 2-0 right now. We're taking over, baby. Great stream, guys. Thank you, Queen. Hey, Queen. Thank you, Queen. Thank you.
You are the best. We see you every time. Thank you for being here. Seriously.
Where's Dawson? Coming down from Canada for this, hands down.
Yes, Dawson. Make sure you are, wherever Dave ends up putting us all, make sure you're part of it.
That is very true. Guys,
we'll get a banana suit for you too, Dawson.
It was a milestone week at Fight Bananas. It's something I got to keep close to the vest. It was very good. I appreciate everyone. Thank you guys watching, listening, subscribing, audio, Facebook, anything of that nature. We love most of you guys. All right, we'll see you guys next week. L and myself are live tomorrow night. Ben and Bananas UFC Vegas 91. Also, we're streaming it through Millions as well. Millions.co. Millions is back on board, so we're doing that. But we'll see everyone tomorrow night. If not, we'll see you guys next Tuesday. Then it's Wednesday, and then it's a Saturday for another watch along UFC 301. We're out of here. See you guys next time.